Welcome to Horse Racing Gamer, where champions are made.
YouTube, what's going on? Horse Racing Gamer here. I want to talk today about whether or not Rich Strike should have skipped the Preakness Stakes. And just a reminder before we get into today's video, make sure to subscribe to this channel and smash the like button if you would like to do so for horse racing gaming content and horse racing discussion. Now, when it comes to Rich Strike and the Preakness, there have been mixed receptions about whether or not he should have participated in the Preakness, whether or not it was a smart decision to keep him out of it. Just a disclaimer, or I should say just a heads up, there have been, I believe, 11 horses in the history of the Triple Crown that have not participated in the Preakness after winning the Kentucky Derby. So it's not like Rich Strike is the first. He is one of the few in the Kentucky Derby's history, I should say in the Triple Crown's history, but he is not the first. In fact, the last horse that skipped the Preakness after winning the Derby was Country Horse back in 2019, and he had to skip the Preakness because he actually had a viral infection. So of course that is a different case, and in comparison to Rich Strike, who is still healthy, still in his prime, that's where the question marks come up. So I understood the decision to have him skip the Preakness, considering nobody expected him to win the Derby. He was lucky to get into the Derby. So to me, this conversation could go either way depending on which side of the fence you're leaning on. And I think everybody has some sort of validation in their arguments. At the same time, I believe that the owners wanted to do what was right for the horse. I think Mr. Reed wanted to do what was right for his horse. I think if they truly had that in their mind to have Rich Strike go for the Triple Crown, they would have done so from the beginning. And from what we know, they already had the decision way prior to the Derby that some people are forgetting, that they were either going to do the Derby, skip the Preakness, and head straight to the Belmont, or they were going to skip the Derby and then do the Preakness and the Belmont back to back. You know, as healthy as he looks, as strong as he looks, you know, we're not there with the horse. We're not exactly sure how he would have handled the Derby, then the Preakness within 2 weeks, and then 3 weeks again to the Belmont. Every horse doesn't handle that as others do. Rich Strike looks like he's fit enough to handle that, but the truth is none of us truly know. And I do trust the people working with him the most, more than anybody, obviously, just out there that wanted to see a Triple Crown winner. And all of us do. All of us want to see another Triple Crown winner at some point. So I get it that we were all excited to potentially see that, especially in a long shot horse like Rich Strike. But that obviously is not what we're getting this year. Now, I am personally excited to see him run in the Belmont. And the thing that's going to make this whole conversation even crazier and go down in history as a big what if Rich Strike ends up winning the Belmont Stakes, then the questions are going to be, why wasn't he in the Preakness? Because then it proves that he wasn't just a fluke horse that won the Kentucky Derby. It proves that there is a real winner in there, in that pedigree, in that horse's body. So unfortunately, time is the only answer that we're going to have. Time will tell. If he wins the Belmont, and if he wins the Belmont, I should say pretty convincingly, then yeah, this whole conversation is going to blow open, and people in the horse racing industry will be talking about this probably for over a decade about why didn't Rich Strike enter into the Preakness Stakes to become a potential Triple Crown winner, and why not put that horse in the Preakness and give that horse a chance to become a potential Triple Crown winner and legitimately make history. There are some people out there that think the owners are being selfish, that think the owners just wanted their 15 minutes of fame, that they don't really care about the horse. I'm not really leaning on that. I think the horse is clearly very healthy, at least on the exterior. The trainer on the horse, the groom, everybody that's involved with taking care of Rich Strike, they seem to be extremely close to that horse. So the notion that I think the connections involved don't care about the horse, I think that's false. I think that's on some conspiracy, just kind of, I don't know, just weird energy, you know what I mean? I didn't get that vibe from what we saw. Is it a little bit disappointing that we didn't get to see if Rich Strike was capable of winning the Preakness? I guess you could say that, but I wasn't really surprised. And most importantly for me, I care about the horse's well-being and the horse's condition. I want Rich Strike to perform at 100%. I think some people would have rathered Rich Strike performed at 90% and been in the Preakness than be at 100% for the Belmont. I guess that's just completely subjective. I would rather see Rich Strike at 100% in the Belmont Stakes, than to have seen a less than 100% Rich Strike at the Preakness. You know what I mean? So that's just my thoughts. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Who knows what Rich Strike could go on to do for the rest of this year? I mean, if he wins the Belmont, like I said, that's going to put this whole Preakness and Triple Crown conversation into an even bigger window. But there's still other races. There's still other big Grade 1 races for the remainder of this year that he can participate in to try to establish himself as a true winning horse that didn't just fluke out on the Kentucky Derby. But again, we'll have to wait and see. If he doesn't win the Belmont, then the Triple Crown and the Preakness, all of that goes out the window, and essentially there's no conversation there. So we're going to have to wait till the Belmont and be patient. But I am excited. I'm hoping we'll see a couple of the other previous Derby, participants in this Belmont Stakes and or Preakness horses as well. Now, the time I'm making this video, this is 3 days after it's actually 2 days after the Preakness. So the Belmont field has not been confirmed, but I will go ahead and do my predictions of the horses in that field and where I think they'll end up once we get more confirmation on who's actually going to be participating in the Belmont Stakes. So, comment section below, you guys feel free to let me know your thoughts. Please remember to be respectful. I've seen some of these conversations get out of hands. Like, there's no need for it to be such a heated argument. Like, I'm pretty sure most of us, all of us are adults. You should be able to have a good debate back and forth without insulting, without being negative or anything like that, hateful. That's not going to be tolerated here. So if you're incapable of having that type of conversation with somebody, that's just not welcome here in this community. I think everybody should be able to give their opinions, give their thoughts, and be respectful to one another. So I've given my stance on it. I'm not mad that he wasn't in the Preakness. Like I said, I'd rather see him at his best for the Belmont than see him less than that just to try to get a Triple Crown, especially if he's not that type of horse. But we'll have to wait and see. Let me know your thoughts, comment section below. We shall take it from there. And again, if you're new, make sure to subscribe here, mainly for horse racing gaming content, but we also do horse racing discussion. Well, I'm trying to get into doing more horse racing discussion. I'm just covering, obviously, horse racing in America as we speak, but I will try to obviously branch out to horse racing in different aspects of the world, especially since I have an interest in horse racing in Japan, a little bit in Australia right now. I'm not as much in Europe. I would like to get my feet wet over there. So I'm trying to, obviously dabble a little bit in those different pools of horse racing throughout the world. Thank you guys for watching today. Appreciate your love and support. Until next time, Horse Racing Gamer signing out. Hope you have a great fantastic day. We'll see you later, and goodbye.
Welcome to Horse Racing Gamer, where champions are made.